Hey everybody, Asher here, and it is time to mess around with some Dwarf Fortress. If you're not familiar with this map, this is the world map, but we are joining a game that's in progress here. And one of the great things about Dwarf Fortress is that you have all this world with all of this stuff that's going on and all of these civilizations all the time and all these artifacts and all this history. But what you get to focus on more than anything else is that we're here. And more specifically, let me go ahead and unclick that. This is where we are on the Faden continent in the sensitive desert, the dwarven fortress of Lucky Figure, and we are part of the City of Blankets, which you can see is a dwarven group, and they have we're not exactly like close to everybody that's here, but it's okay. We have what's called an interesting map here. We're surrounded. We have elves, we have dwarves, we have lots of trading partners. We have humans nearby. There's goblin pits somewhere around here. So we've got a lot of good stuff, and this is mostly made on the default settings. But we're going to zoom down here because it's winter. It's early winter, and I built on the border of two different zones, so we have some badlands that, well, now the water's frozen, so we'll have to figure that out. And then we have some foresty area down here, so those elves will really like that. But this is Dwarf Fortress. Sorry about the sounds here. If you're not familiar with the Steam version, we're going to kind of talk through it a little bit. I would highly recommend Blind IRL is probably the person who puts out the most sort of guide content if you want to know how to play this. He's someone that has provided a lot of help and support for me over the years to learn how to suck at this game and have fun doing it. So these are our dwarfs, and there's a lot of different people that we could have. Technically, our expedition leader is Zulgar Curirelo, which I needed to double check that because he very recently assumed the role of that, and now I've got to actually do my ABCs and figure out what in the world that means. So here's our expedition leader who's currently sitting in here. He's 54 years old, shameless, musical, low stamina, not creative, inattentive, poor intuition. Obviously, that makes him a great leader and manager and broker, and is now hauling cow cheese. He's an adequate organizer, but he's rusty, which is why all of our numbers here, despite him being our manager here, is still not really a good count. He has a lot of things that he's done. Has lots of unmet needs as well, which is very exciting here. But and I've been saying he this whole time. I feel really bad because expedition leader is a she. Oh man, sorry about that. Could also learn to tell from the icon up here. But yeah, the great thing about Dwarf Fortress is that it is a simulator that really like puts everything just to run like a story. Like, she has a great musical sense, a great memory, and a way with words, but she has poor ability to manage or understand social relationships, very bad intuition, and poor creativity. She is shameless, although unfazed by the thoughts of others. She's inattentive to detail in her own work. She is very polite and observes appropriate rules of decorum if possible. She's easily moved to mercy, etc., etc. She needs alcohol to get through the working day. She likes working outdoors and grumbles only mildly at inclement weather. So that's what we have here. And we got most of that from the overview. You can see she's holding on to a lot of items. This is still pretty early in the save here. I'll go ahead and give you a tour of my fort real quick, because right now we have our giant wood pile outside. We have a colony of honeybees, which is really nice. We have our happy little animals here, which a hilarious thing from the Steam release is that these animals all have personalities, which is something that's supposed to be hidden. Like our stray yak calf has a great musical sense, a great feel for societal relationships, a good spatial sense, good creativity, and a sum of patience, but she has bad intuition and little willpower, as most baby calves, I guess, would assume. But yeah, here is where the rubber hits the road, and it gets a little interesting here. We have kind of our upstairs. We're only going to do this for a little while longer. I have a few specific goals for what I want to do next, and that's kind of what happens in Dwarf Fortress, is that you want to keep like working on having goals. This is one of them, is that right now we actually have water that is 2 of 7 right here. So that means that we may actually be able to just make a well right here. I don't know if we have all the materials to make a well yet, but I could try. Let's see if we build a well right here. And we can use blocks. We have a bucket. We have ropes. Whew, that's good because I haven't actually made ropes. And we have, let's use a shale mechanism here. We might actually be able to just use this as a water source because once it's 2 of 7, we're here. Thing is that we're on an aquifer that goes pretty deep, and I've punched through it pretty well just by building walls around it. That's what you got to do with aquifers. And then we have our little living space over here. You can see we have our giant stone stockpile. I probably need to build a second stoneworks, to be honest. And what I've just started to do is kind of move a little further down. But you can see some of our people are genuinely kind of pissed off, and some of our people are incredibly happy. So if we look back at our people, we can kind of organize and figure out what's making these people unhappy. Like this peasant, for instance, wants to actually pray to their deity. Well, that's something that we can work on. Wants to pray. So that's one of the early things here is just relationship management here. Needs excitement, needs to learn something. So some of these people are just, it's just how it's going to be sometimes. You're trying to make do with what you can do here. So I'm going to go ahead and unpause it so everybody can move around, and we're going to kind of work and move. So I did build a tavern before. For some reason, these aren't getting moved, but I probably need more people on that. Need to remember as well, I don't know if I actually officially set the zones here or anything, because this is technically a dormitory that I just misclicked. So that's fun. Because it's supposed to be the place where our people stay. But if we do this, we should be able to actually expand the zone here. Or add this to it. So what's this one called? Unnamed dormitory. Ochre sugar. Well, we'll figure that out later. Add or choose a location. All right. Okay, there we go. There we go. So now that's should be part of this. Should be. All right. We'll see. And we have people that once again are genuinely upset because we did build a sort of general temple up here. It doesn't have a lot of wealth yet. I half wonder if I have like any statues or anything I can throw in here. That just looks like a giant block. Oh, we need to go to the workshop and make a statue. See, there we go. All right. So we're making rock blocks right now. That's good. Can we make a rock statue times 10? I bet I can't make like a jewel statue. That'd be hilarious. Yep, that'd be a no. All right, some other things I can do here while we're going here. Everybody's just hanging out here, including our stray dog. And is that a cat or a goat? Hard to tell. Baby llama, even better. All right, so we have lots of bedrooms. Another thing I want to do while we're here is that we have lots of places to kind of dig and explore. So we're gonna mess with that just a little bit. I don't know if we're gonna hit like another aquifer, but I kind of just want to dig around a little bit. We can always build a few more temples and just see what's available. So we'll let that shit get dug out for now, especially since it looks like the well up here is actually, it's 3 of 7, so this is actually gonna be okay. Hopefully it doesn't get so okay that it ends up overflowing, but at least for now, this well is operational. It has all the stuff, so we should have a fresh source of water, which is very important because on the surface right now in the winter, it's all frozen. And it looks like we actually have a dusting of snow as well, so that's cute. Our dwarfs get to be cold in the winter. And we have... oh, shit. Okay, so that's one issue that I ran into at the beginning of the save, is that we have... let's go ahead and switch this to something else that'll actually grow. We're just gonna have to figure that out because, and this is how I lost the save before, is that we last time it was I cooked my seeds to death. That shouldn't have happened this time. I think what happened this time is just that my how do I put it? All my plump helmets died like early on the vine, and nobody was farming them because my people were too busy trying to punch through this aquifer. And farming is hard, especially on the surface. So one thing I might be able to do, to be honest, because this is shale, myconite, but this is sand. Since we have the aquifer up above, I may actually be able to make an underground farm down here, but it's not going to help if we don't have a lot to grow in it. So maybe we're going to get some statues here in a little bit. Let's try adding some statues here just to make everything look a little nicer. So claystone statue. Don't know why we didn't put 2 down. Sure, that's fine. Because all of your rooms have a value assigned to them, we want to make sure. Probably need to make sure as well that if we're going to make stuff nice, I should probably do is smooth out everything I can. We already did that for the tavern. Could technically smooth out the hallways as well, but we're not. Also, in case you haven't heard, this game has a really nice soundtrack. Alright, so our poor dwarves are going to have a lot of work to do. Looks like one of them has a turkey and a snail following them, so that's fun. So just some rose quartz, nothing too exciting down here. Turkey's running. You know what, if we just may as well make this a big open chamber. And we'll just have a bunch of workshops over here. Alright, what else do we think we need? Alright. We haven't done much with cloth yet. We haven't done much with furnaces yet because I was so busy just trying to dig underground. Could start trying to work on traps a little bit. Don't need a magma forge. Probably could start with the furnaces since we could potentially be making glass here. We have 1 stone worker. Let's go up first and see if I can do something in desperation here. So we have processed plants and shear animals. Craftmans. We were supposed to build figurines before, and it looks like we did a bunch of that. Let's make some toys. Rock toys are fun. And then this is, we're just supposed to be brewing from a drink, which is good, I guess. And then Carpenter's Workshop here. We have lots of altars. I always feel like there's stuff that I need that I don't have here. So let's make 10 more beds. Okay, fishery's good. Okay, we already have processed plants. We can spin thread if we have any thread available. See, my one concern is that because we don't have helmets for the easy alcohol, we're going to run out of alcohol again, which is exactly how my last fort died, was that my dwarves got sober. So we have all these shells that we can work with. Turns out the elves really don't like working with shells or taking our shells. Okay, once again, it's really interesting. We have the ice over here, but the snow's only falling on one side. It just makes me think of how annoying it is that we are... You know what I am going to do? We got to let things smooth out first. We'll go ahead and start working on... Because we're always working towards something. First thing we're going to need, actually, is some kind of thing to make charcoal. So, wood furnace. I'll put you down here. And then sure, we can go ahead and make a glass furnace as well. Nothing says, hey, it's nice to have my little happy little dorm room like being around industry here. So what kind of work order can we do here? We can make ash or we can make charcoal. We're going to need a lot more charcoal than that, though. Let's make... Let's speak for the trees. All right. We can always do some of this stuff down here, too. So let's just go ahead and do that. Let's open up this spot. So wood furnace, glass furnace. Make all kinds of glass things. Glass cabinet, glass box, glass grate, glass jug. Maybe it wouldn't be bad to make glass jug. The problem is that we need actual sand here. So let's go ahead and do this. It's a little scary to punch into the aquifer, but we know the aquifer does eventually stop. Plus, we do want to play with this a little bit so that we can turn some of this into soil. Like we have loam and stuff up here. Let's go ahead and try mining like this. And that means we're actually going to need to, because that's a wall, deconstruct these. And because this is a light aquifer, we should not be flooding our base. That'd be embarrassing. Like late winter, we're still surviving. We have all these notifications over here. Okay. You have a stray hen. We have some migrants. Okay, we have a better bookkeeper. We have a bunch of canceled orders. Apparently we have a lot of food rotting. Alright, so there's the start. We're going to have to babysit this a little bit. Which is one thing that took up so much of my attention before. But you can see the water spilling out here just a little bit. We're just going to throw some walls right here. And what do we have a lot of? We have a lot of claystone blocks. There is an all button for that. I really need to hit this button as well. And we're just going to try to make it all the way through the aquifer. But it looks like it's going to take some work. All right. But micromanagement is fun. Maybe. Still cold. Could probably deconstruct. We have a meat barrel? Why haven't we unloaded that? Oh well. I bet going up would have gone away from the aquifer, but it's fine. Whoever's in charge of mining must be really pissed at me for doing this constantly. But we gotta, sorry. We do need to find where the end of the aquifer is eventually. Meanwhile, our people are getting a little bit happier. And there's any number of reasons for that. Before this area floods all to hell. Here we go. See, everybody gets to have a role. And even though these are damp, they're not going to leak. And because these are one depth, it'll dry out eventually. Although we got some twos starting to form. So I may need to chill with that for a minute. All right. Like, technically wetting all this can make it farmable, but... Of course, this is the immortal Dwarf Fortress question. Did I just destroy my base? The answer is maybe. There's things we can do. Like, we can always channel this down into the next part. And of course, now we're saving. So we're just going to see what happens here. Yeah, it looks like it's either is going to evaporate eventually or it isn't going to evaporate eventually. This is a 7 of 7, so that's what we... So this aquifer, it's light, but it's kind of thick. So we'll see here. If this ends up being a failed experiment, then we can just wall it off. We can have another gigantic, like, series of wells over here, I guess. All right. Oh, pity. What do you mean all the water is rushing down? All right. This is like the slowest base flood I've ever had. Okay. No, I mean, I've never done this before. See, that's fine. Everything is fine. That'll evaporate eventually. And I guess we'll see real quick what this does. But clearly the aquifer does go that way, so we want to test in a different direction. We'll try north next. And we may be able to make use of that a little bit later, but that'll fix itself eventually. Okay, so make clear glass jug. I don't know if we have a worker assigned to this. Actually, I may need to go over my worker assignments here. Because we have a few miners, that's good. We really only want one woodcutter. We have no hunters. We have a bookkeeper who's a talented planter. That would not be terrible. We'll take you off gathering. Don't mind anybody hauling. All right, so you're making all the charcoal. And see, that's going away. But one thing we are going to have to figure out is where our sand's coming from. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's So you can just put a kiln here. And a smelter. Alright, we may need to actually have someone else. Well, this is claystone. That's ironic, I wonder. Okay. Okay, so we're not so much doing sand here. Let's see. I think claystone is not clay. And that's silt. Silty clay. Let's try mining that out real quick. Meanwhile, look at this! So, I underestimated the aquifer. Fortunately, nobody was hurt. Except for maybe one person who's supposed to have a bedroom. Alright. Oh. Why did you die? Probably because you were wandering around. That makes me sad. Because there's all this shit just wandering around upstairs or downstairs or anywhere, and then they forget to eat. But now we're here and it's spring. Do we actually have a fishing area? Oh, I need to make that a water source. Alright. No, I don't. Yes, I do. So you're back to fishing. Hopefully we can make use of the fishery. Alright. Let's try making this. Now we have clay and loam. And a pretty strong aquifer. Alright. Let's see if we can make a jug here. So we just want more things to hold our drinks in. And someone does need to remove this. You know, we have this whole Badlands area over here. So just make a new stockpile. It's like RimWorld in this way. And it's just for corpses. Because if we leave those corpses downstairs, they start to stink and then they spread disease. It's all very awkward. Okay, I have really mucked this up. We'll see if we can get some pigtails here. But yeah, I need to I need to trade for seeds or find seeds or get seeds. Or we can always just try to dig down. Like if we go over here. And build like this and then build a door. I mean, it's not the most secure thing in the world, but screw it. Let's go a little bit deeper. kind of want to see what's here. Sometimes there might be good stuff, sometimes there might not be. I don't know. So we have claystone, mudstone. This is pretty deep for all this. Jet. That's gold. We should have a notification. You've struck native gold. Nice, okay. So baby llamas starved to death. Oh, I bet I know why. Oh, Jesus. Okay, we do have a grazing zone up here. But it's not always very smart. And sometimes we need to actually add the new animals to the grazing zone. Alright. Oh, we need barrels. Need empty food storage item. Wooden barrel. Let's make 50. Alright. And then it's hard for me to tell how if stuff's growing or how stuff's growing or why stuff's growing. We do have that for now. Need more clay stones, so we have a kiln for that somewhere. You know what? Let's see if we can make a clay statue just for fun. Alright, so what looks like our most valuable place? We have jet. Okay, I'm gonna try. I kind of suck with the auto mining here, but we'll do this again. That's it. All right, well, that's exciting, I guess. We have opal up here. We have this up here. We haven't hit any underground stuff, although I do know from when the map spawned that there's some caves collapsing at like -50. So we can always dig a little deeper. Try to clear out some of this as well. But yeah, one of the adages for this game is that losing is fun, but usually, unfortunately, what I end up having happen is that my the way my people like lose is very like slow, and not like here's a big thing that's coming to just kill me. Let's look at my inventory real quick. I can actually see what kind of stuff I have here. Where's my inventory screen? That's work orders, stocks. All right. So we have lots of beds. Lots of blocks, lots of body parts. It's not quite what I'm looking for. 10 weapons. We're gonna need more thread. All right. So apparently Jet is just Jet. We can certainly try to dig deeper. We have some people that are still pretty mad. Maybe we can work on making some more temples. Let's make a few down here while we're here. A little bit higher priority. Okay. Should be enough. Alright, let's see what this is. So if we look over here, we want to try to have offering place, so we put one over here. We got a lot of these here. Can even put one over here, just because it doesn't have to be symmetrical. We try to make this a meeting area, and we want to turn it into a temple. You can look and see who has the most people. And there are a lot of different religions here, but it looks like this one's the most popular, so you all get a temple here, complete with chairs. Looks like I actually need to build a lot more chairs. Alright. Alright, and probably some tables. Oh wait, no, we need a wooden chest, obviously. Alright, so if we look back at our people, like, you need to be creative, you need to eat a good meal, you need to cause trouble, learn something. You're a tavern keeper, you should be able to do all that. You have 2 lovers, so good for you, I guess. Lots of relations here. You're meditating on death. And that barrel is kind of empty, so we don't have... Like, for some reason, we don't have people partaking in what's available here. We're kind of digging out all over the place too, so that's fun. Alright. Just enjoy the jamming out sounds. That's fine. We smelt gold. Guess we can find out. Just kind of the same building over here. Actually, don't have too much. Alright, what is our second most popular here? So we have 9, 6, 4, 2, 5, 4. That's the one I've seen people complain about the most, but we'll do Arbin first. Should probably work on a library as well. So we'll try building one over here. Of course, one of the fun parts is that we've got to smooth all the stuff to make it look nice. The thing I run into is that people don't like doing the furniture after this. Yeah, this is a far more serious aquifer than I originally believed. Because this is all maxed out now. Okay. Guess the fun thing we can do is just try to mine this way as we get into the summer. Save, save, save. Yeah, calf. Fortress attracted no migrants. Alright, so apparently I could be doing better. Well, the calf's supposed to be able to come up here, huh? Guess I can make the zone a little bigger. Of course, that's pretty stale water. Masterpiece barrel. And I clicked on the wrong thing, but there we go. She wants to be with her family. That's too bad. All right. Yeah, I guess this is a lot of what Dwarf Fortress ends up being, is that there's a lot of nothing in the build up to a little bit of something. Actually, it looks damaged. Or just how large it looks. But yeah, I smoothed out everything. People are like, I'm not moving this altar. But yeah, let's see what's pissing off our people still. Acquire an object. Well, craft an object. Wait, why aren't you crafting anything? Alright. So now our dwarves want stuff. They want to be extravagant too. We can upgrade their bedrooms a little bit. Let's see, what's the right kind of workshop for making stuff that they can have here? Polish some stones. We needed some chairs here. And I forgot exactly what I was going to do there, but figure that out a little bit later because we need a few more places to sleep, a few more places to go here. Let's see, it doesn't hurt to have lots of stuff. You can make cloth socks. Let's see how that goes. And did we ever decide what this temple was going to be? Okay. So many canceled orders. It's going to be Emuth. All right. So once again, we're just running out of seeds. I wonder if that's because we need to process plants. Is this our seed stockpile? Yep. So there's something I'm doing wrong. But it's okay. Okay, here's the fun part. I'm digging towards the river. That's probably closer to where the Aquifer is. So I guess what I can also do is just... Because once again... Ooh, there's my voice. Because once again, this filled up just from actually having the damp walls here versus here where I usually don't have that. All right. Really? Needs logs. Huh. Went through that in a hurry. Okay. These beautiful trees. Let's chop them down. Like, we have a bunch of saplings. Well, that's a dead sapling, but we have a bunch of saplings. As long as we don't, like, chop everything down. Okay. So you want to be a gem cutter and a gem setter. Well, let's put him in the gem place. See if that helps him out. And now I'm just sitting here like, who was I looking at? Okay. See how that goes. Meanwhile, Yeah, I'd be a lot better at this game if I remembered people's names. Well, you know, we're gonna cancel that for now. We'll figure that out later because we don't have a lot of ways to write stuff yet. One problem at a time. And I kind of, just out of curiosity, kind of just want to see what's around here, but I kind of want to see what's all the way down at like level 0. More masterwork barrels. Okay. Ah. So there is an aquifer up here. Okay. Cool. Could probably use this for a farm, to be honest. If we can just... You discovered it. Oh, expansive cavern deep underground. Pause time. Huh. So we didn't have to dig too far, I guess. But here's caverns with all kinds of stuff. A lot of it will kill you. Apparently some of this is flooded too, so that's fun. Okay, maybe we don't need to... dig all the way down. We'll keep this. See, just like that, a little cavern, a little bit of excitement here. And we're actually kind of digging right into it, so it's a good place for growing, a good place for lots of stuff. More mushrooms, some gems. Fascinating. Okay, let's keep going. So first thing we should probably do, just to be safe, so we go ahead and... What? Oh, okay. So we gotta go down one more. Alright, that makes sense. So we're looking here. We don't have any access to this yet, but we will. And then we do have a nice set of like creeping things around here. So I think one thing we're gonna do, because I swear that looks like spiderweb or something on it, but just that's a bat. How about that? Are the bats docile? I don't know. But we do have cave spider silk down here. Didn't see what you were. That's an ulm. Dead quarry bushes. So somebody's been killing something over here. Like I said, these walls all look webby as hell. But yeah, see, there's so much more to look at and see, but I think I'm going to have to call it here for the time being. Like I said, there's apparently some stuff in the build-up and the start that I did wrong at the very beginning that just, like, completely screwed me over. And yeah, there's the aquifer up here again. So, but since we have a cavern with water, it's possible that we can make, like, some safe farming area over here, maybe. Who knows, but like I said, Dwarf Fortress, it's fun. It's not the fastest paced game. It's one of those things where sometimes you can play for hours and nothing happens and you just keep exploring and digging deeper just because you can, and then pop goes the weasel and something runs up and kills all of your people. But like I said, usually I die from, like, starvation or exposure. Not nearly as exciting, but definitely recommend this one. Check it out on either Steam or the free ASCII graphic visual version that's getting an update to match this up pretty soon. But yeah, let's just look at the world one more time. The world. Our place is so bad people don't want to move in. But it's fine. Thanks for watching, y'all. Take care.